with G2 on the attack. So going to expect something explosive for the pistol round here. But again, it's so hard to break the momentum of a team that just consistently is landing their shots. I mean, you got Pat picking up 3 or 4 kills within the first 30 seconds of a round, even on a buy round. It's just insane. But we'll start off with a little bit of a mid push here from Need More DM. Barco going to swing around towards mid link. He's actually going to find David P. So first blood will go in favor of Need More DM, but 4 players of G2 stacked up towards A right now. Now Drone going to go in, not finding anything on site just yet.
Quick push around the side of it. Looks like we're going to see G2 go ahead and take off the point. Quick spray is coming back in, trying to keep those pistol taps off to the side of it. It's going to be a couple quick exchange coming back up. Artist trying to finish that one out. Not going to get it, but there we go. NMDM pick up the first round.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they won the pistol round in the previous one, right? In the first half?
Shh. Let them have this one, hypoc.
I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess they can have it. They can definitely have it. G2, like, they're just going to, well, actually, maybe buy back into this. Mixwell's got the Marshall on the board. A light armor and a Spectre for David P. So, again, maybe just going to expect them to try and rush onto a site here, get an entry and get control. But Mixwell going to peek over towards mid. BZT going to shut down Pat immediately there as he forced his way out. Actually, Mixwell did actually land that shot, but didn't get the kill for it.
BZT stepping back around the side of this one. You can see Cypher playing the other angle. It's going to be Barcode coming up, picking up Artist and David P as well. And up towards the top of it, trying to see if maybe he can spot anybody in rotation at the time. Could see somebody in a second, but it looks like G2's playing away from this one. Going to do a quick rotation back around. As you can see, they're headed all the way back over towards attacker spawn, looking like they're just kind of trying to do a little bit of a loop around, make their way back over towards B. And on the hunt right now, you can see it's going to be NMDM trying to find them out, but BZT is going to find the angle off the start of it, picks up one right off the pick. Going to step back away from it. Barcode's going to get the one to tap it off, but now there is just one. Mixwell managed to pick up Barcode. See if we can do a peek around. Mixwell managed to pick up a second one, and now we're going to have to see how NMDM is going to try to play this one. Quick Flex going to come out. Crazy Deer managed to tap it off, and there we go. Second round going over towards NMDM.
Again, they made him work for it. A little bit of damage done to the economy as well by G2, and I'm not sure if it was all Spectres or Bulldogs that dropped there. I think BZT was rocking the Bulldog at least, but I see Crazy Deer going to hold on to a Spectre throughout this. David P actually going to manage to get himself the full buy with the Phantom as well. So G2 coming into round 3 with a decent loadout. Let's see what they can make happen this time around now on the first buy round.
Spike hanging out back closer towards A has been set down by G2. Crazy Deer doing a little bit of a peek around. There's at least one is approaching, but 3 members of G2 off to the side. Quick pick up and exchange back and forth off of that one. That was a quick 2-2 pop off. Tech coming up back behind this, trying to pick up the ultimate orb to get a little bit more out of it. Mixwell still playing around the side. It's going to be a quick rotation back over towards B, as it looks like they've got a pretty good hold and vision to work with right now. It's just a matter of getting the spike back into position. Omen's running back behind this one as fast as he can. Mixwell's got a line of sight. Looks like he has a read on the approach that could be coming out from NMDM. Got to be very careful with this one.
At the timing there, David P nearly catching himself a kill over in the defensive spawn, but again, G2 just aren't afraid to do this kind of, we'll play for the 2-for-2 trade and get in and get site control. And now Spike will actually go down. Mixwell going to find Tajin on the way in, but can't pick up the second on the photo just yet. And now coming in, actually, it's a 2v3 situation for Need More DM here. They need to get something going quickly if they want to get any ground or territory towards the site.
BZT tries to step in. He gets spotted out, gets taken down. Photo coming back in from the defender spawn point. Looking back over, he's outnumbered, and that's going to be it. G2 managed to pick up their first round, so we are now 2-1.
Good stuff from G2 there, and again, just not afraid to take the peak battles at all. David P swinging onto the market door. Now, I mean, already this is the problem. It looks like we're going to have a technical pause. Barcode has disconnected, as you can see on the scoreboard there, but again, the economy not in a great spot for Need More DM, so you got to assume that G2 are going to tie it up here. You have a Bulldog in the hands of Pith, so I'm probably going to hold on to that one just because they can expect not a lot of resistance in terms of weapons on the opposite side.
See, Mixwell heard all you guys talking trash inside of chat. Now sitting on 4-2 right now. So got the tools to work with inside this round. G2 kind of dancing back over. Looks like they might making approach back over towards A, as it looks like everybody is trying to get NM and DM is back over towards spawn, seeing if they're waiting for that reconnect to come through. So now with this, everybody's got a little bit of time to talk it out, slow down everything that's going on, because that's one thing I will say inside the last round. G2 was very unrelenting in their approach. It was just so fast whenever we watched this one go through. It felt like NMDM just didn't get a chance to really figure out anything what was going wrong. So now with a little bit of a breather to work with, they know that they're coming into a weak economy round. They might be able to figure out, okay, we know how we're starting to see approaches and specifically exchanges go through. Looks like mid seems to be the struggle point whenever we look at NMDM's playstyle.
Yeah, I mean, they got to be careful though, because again, this heavy emphasis on the first blood and playing for that trade on a site. If Nemo DM decide to stack up on one, that's when you can see that tactic kind of backfire and things just fall apart at the entry to one of the sites. But you can see now they're actually going to look for some top mid control, and obviously on the eco round, it's going to be difficult for Nemo DM to get anything going across a mid battle. So hoping they don't engage in that. Apologies for the hold up, guys. Looks like Barcode is still disconnected. I'm sure he will be back with us very shortly. You can see already, Foda's not happy about it at all. He's not happy.
Yeah, all of his teammates are judging him right now. Keep running back over, dancing in front of him, doing a little bit of crouches back and forth, just being like, all right, sooner or later. This is how you summon your teammates back. They just need to make a circle around him and start doing like a rain dance style thing, and that helps with the internet connection. So if you ever have this, guys, this is the way you should approach it whenever you're playing your games at home. If one of your teammates disconnects, this is the best way to try to help get their bandwidth back up so that way they get into the game faster.
Can I get a kappa in chat for that?
Dude, I'm struggling here. I'm trying. We had a very quick first series inside of this one, so.
No, here you go. This is Barcode just trying to drag the series out now because they weren't able to do it on map 1.
It's next level mind games. See, it's you run the disconnect, and now you're breaking G2's momentum. They came in so strong, so fast, and now they have to sit and wait for a second. It's all the next level strategy of mind games coming into play.
So I'm just actually, whilst we're in the break, I'm taking a little bit of look back with this roster. G2 actually boasting a 100% win rate on this map, and I seem to remember there was one close series. I'm trying to find which one it was, but it's again, it's a tall order for getting stomped that hard on map 1 to come back into arguably, one of the stronger maps. And again, we have a very small map pool in Valorant still, so it's hard to avoid in a best of 3 series getting onto a couple of strong maps for your opponent. But it's such a tall order, and it's demoralizing to lose a game in that fashion, Matt, as well. If you're just, I mean, it felt like just Nemo DM just didn't win a single gunfight. It felt like, because again, you come out, you get the entry kill, and then there's immediately somebody there for the trade. So when you're taking those 2v2 fights or 3v3s on the entrance on the B side, which you saw a couple of times on Bind when Nemo DM were attacking, it was a bloodbath. It was an absolute slaughter, and most of their executes were stopping before they even got entry to a site.
Yeah, and going back to what you were talking about with, sure, there's not a lot of maps right now, but whenever you're capable of running 100% win rate, whenever there's only really 4 maps to work with, that says something in and of itself. That's a level of dominance that's going to make a lot of people start eyeing this one and specifically avoid it. To the best that they can. With the way we see the picks come through, it feels like it's going to be a very popular reposition coming back for G2.
But again, also, when BZT's been kind of personally for me, Crazy Deer stepped up a couple of times in other matches throughout this week, but BZT's been the absolute standout case on this team, and he didn't look good on Bind. I mean, time and time again, we saw him lose out on that operator duel with Mixwell, which again, you can't hold that against somebody. You can't hold the fact that you can't out-operator Mixwell, but he just didn't look good, and it's rough to see a team's performance be based around, obviously, BZT popping off, but again, a number of the times where Nemo DM have looked fantastic throughout series, it's been on the back of BZT.
Well, let's also not forget Barcode right now. He's sitting pretty well, 6-2-1. He's been performer so far for these early rounds that got them so far being ahead of G2. We're only 3 rounds in, though, so hard to put too much weight on that just yet. So I've kind of got my eye on him. It seems like whenever we saw a couple of, I guess, the better rounds coming out inside the last map for everybody on Need More DMs, a lot of times it was based off performances coming from Barcode, finding a different angle, just trying to get in connections, specifically in very aggressive dogfights. Or not dogfights, firefight. Everybody's flying around now. I know. That's just what happens. Well, everybody's jumping, so that's what's got me thinking about dogfights, all right?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly of the problem, guys. I'm assuming it's just an internet dropout. So unfortunately, no real time scale, guys, to get the match back underway. But you're going to be stuck listening to us for another couple of minutes at least, because we have no word from production yet whether or not he's going to get back into the server.
So while we're sitting here, let's just theory craft and podcast away for a second. Assuming everybody in the world right now that's watching this has spotted out the fact that there was the Team Liquid announcement yesterday that they were going to be signing a roster soon. So with no information, not talking to any players, I have a master theory that's come into play. Not based off of any leaks or anything that we've seen on ESPN News or anything else like that. And that is as simple as this. Fish live in water. Water is a liquid. Therefore, fish 1, 2, 3 should be in liquid.
Okay, interesting theory. No,
I mean it makes complete sense.
Not based on any recent, news articles or anything like that.
Oh wait, people are moving. There's things happening, hypoc. Looks like we've got everything set up and ready to go. Excel's looking back around. You can see the Al drones coming back over and through. Looks like a little bit of a dance coming around A. Quick pickup as Patatech's going to say, hey, that pause didn't stop us at all. See how the repositions for the defense come out, as it looks like we're trying to get a little bit of a sneaky reposition off of this, as you see NMDM still playing back over towards mid right now.
And actually a little bit of a stack over towards short. Actually, Crazy Deer going to get stuck up in a little gunfight with Pith, and again, just the trades going in favor of G2 again. It's down to BZT, the last man. He gets himself Phantom, but Pith's still going to find him. Really, really good stuff.
Well, there we go. Now tied it up, and which would be no surprise. We talked about the economy for a Lord knows how long inside that last little bit of a break. So, 2-2 scoreline coming through right now. We still have NMDM that's going to be holding up on the defense. G2 coming back over for the attack because I just want to give everybody an update because it had been a hot second since we came back over and through. It looks like the spike's moving its way back over towards B right now, but there is looks like a little bit of aggression that might be coming out from NMDM on that angle.
Well, we need a little bit of a boost here. Get BZT an aggressive angle with the operator over mid. Looks like we're actually going to throw a little hand out, but no shot just thrown out just yet. And there you go. We will find it. Barcode will also find David P. Neural Theft will get popped. That's going to give all the information away to the guys, but T2 now find themselves in a 3v5 situation. Spike still held up back in Link here, and you can see Crazy Deer is pushed all the way out here to get some territory.
See how G2 try to respond to this. BZT still holding the angle right now, seeing if anybody's going to make the peek back around. See Sova kind of dancing back over there. I wanting to do it. Aggressive Sage play going to come in. Taijin manages to pick up one, but a quick exchange back out as Pith is going to find one. Got to be careful as Barcode gets spotted out.
Okay.
Forward, and now coming back up behind this. Got to be a little bit cautious, but it does have a little bit of teammates playing back off the side of this one. Got to be a little bit careful with it. Patatech looking back over onto the angle as it's going to be a quick retreat coming out from the defenders to move back over towards the sites. One making their way back over towards A, the other one back over towards B as G2 is doing a little bit of extension, looking back out for where the spike is at and should be able to pick that one up as there is no defense for it yet with only 37 seconds remaining.
Actually, this round already kind of getting turned around a lot quicker than I thought it would. G2 down to 2, Need More DM down to 2, but Pat very, very low on health and Pith also at 70 HP. So it's going to be difficult here. They're going to try and take a 2v1, I imagine, on one of the sites. But Need More DM have gambled 1 to each. And now, with no contact over towards A lobby, they pretty much know it's going to be B. 10 seconds left on the clock here coming in. Boombot going to give the information away. And actually, Showstopper from BZT going to get invested. It's going to find Pith. And this round going to be over. The spike not able to go down. Unfortunate there. G2 nearly turned that one around. So, really good effort from them. But a lot of damage done in terms of the economy on Need More DM. And they're going to be able to buy back into this one. But again, a couple of players going to be struggling here if they lose this next round.
All right, so let's see what we've got lined up right now. G2 making, pushing Spike back over towards A, maybe making a little bit of a bait back over towards mid. We'll have to see how that one comes through. A little bit of aggression looking like it might come back over towards A defense as well, as it looks like Tygene's trying to set up for, again, we keep seeing him go for that peek off to the side of this one. Everybody's starting to line up on G2 right along this path. BZT playing it a little bit more aggressive. Going to spot out one quick exchange. Going to go back and forth between Patatech and BZT. BZT is going to retreat back off the point. Going to go ahead and throw out the shell. See if manage to connect with something. Going to slow down G2 just a touch as they go for a reposition. Spike making its way all the way back around towards mid. Trying to find the angle, but again, BZT is going to get spotted out. Artist playing back off the point.
And actually, Spike making its way all the way through tree right now, and actually this could slow things down. We'll see the recon bolt going to reveal. The Artist now going to have two players to deal with. Barcode and Crazy Deer just try and swing out at the same time, but Artist will find both of them and hold the line. And actually G2 going to bring it to a tie game here, 3-3. Much slower start from G2 on this map, but I don't think that's really fair to say considering how explosive Bind was.
No, I mean, I know everybody was saying the fact that this is probably going to be a G2-2-0 coming in, but NMDM have managed to find successes inside of this round. Remember, it was kind of blowout whenever we were looking at that last map. So now how they're playing this one out, whenever we start looking at how the lineup's going to be coming through, it's a quick push back over towards B. It's going to be Mixwell, as well as the Aldrone making the quick peek around. Retreat's going to come out from NMDM. Good awareness on how this is going to go. So it's going to be a quick peek around the side. A little bit of utility being thrown out there to put in the stall. Barcode's going to be right across this. Jet's going to just dash right by it. Quick peek back around. Two quick pops coming up from G2. Going to see how it looks like they've got firm control over it. And now it's going to be NMDM on the chase for retake.
Now, Spike going to get planted. Both players from Need More DM opting to come through mid link. And I think they're just going to try and hold on and damage the economy a little bit. BZT will find the Sheriff headshot, just hiding behind Pith's trap wire there. Going to put the paint shells out just to clear off the corner and maybe try and recover this weapon. But I don't think they're going to force their way into the site here for a retake.
They keep playing it pretty aggressive. Looks like they want to go for a peek, maybe and like do a little bit of economy damage, but Mixwell says, hell no, get that out of here. Steps back over, and G2 now up and charge 4-3.
You see a couple of shaky starts, but this is now when G2 trying to, I guess, hit that tempo that they aim for. And again, Need More DM in terms of economy, going to be fairly tapped out on this, down to their last 300 or so. And actually, I mean, if you look at the kill stacks, it's BZZ pretty much again putting in work for Need More DM, and he's come up a number of times being the last man up and clutching a round out. G2 now able to put 2 rounds in a row on the board, so probably going to try and build something off this.
So pivotal. Gonna see them get some work. And MDM has to get the kills off. And Mixwell just pops it and says, no, that's not going to work for me. BZT takes him down. Ult's going to go ahead and be blown, trying to see if he can spot out somebody right now. Everybody from G2 playing back over towards mid. You can see a little bit of a collapse coming back over from NMDM right now, trying to find something out of it. But Spike Carrier does go down. Big play coming out from NMDM, finding a little bit more work inside of it, seeing how they're going to be able to play this angle. NMDM getting a little bit more aggressive. Patatech takes down Tygene, though. Have to see how the peak comes out as Crazy Deer feels like he knows exactly where the positioning is going to be coming through. Does get spotted out. Going to be Mixwell trying to go for the spray back on the other side of the smoke. Not going to connect with a whole bunch, as it's going to be Crazy Deer that does take him down. Patatech does spot this out, but going to have to be very, very cautious with it. Going to go for a little bit of a reposition. Look back down the other angle. Doesn't spot anything just quite yet.
Yeah, that's it. The orbital strike set up there. Crazy Deer and Foda both swing at the same time. Capitalize on flushing those players out in mid, but Sky Smoke going to cover off front side here in Archway. And I mean, G2 in a 2v3 situation, if they can retrieve the spike, it's definitely winnable, but they've only got themselves 20 seconds on the board. So, and there you go. Crazy Deer going to find his third there. Pith will go for the trade, but again, now I think it's looking impossible here to get control of the site and get the spike down.
Yeah, it looks like just kind of on the hunt. Might hear these footsteps coming through. Gonna go ahead and deny another gun while you're here. Might as well see what you can get out of it. So that's gonna be the Defenders taking the round, tying it back up 4-4. A lot more equalized map as we're looking back over towards Ascent. A lot of people, and ourselves included, we're talking about the massive performance that G2 is having on this one. But we are seeing NMDM giving them a run for their money right now.
And one thing I think G2 have looked absolutely fantastic defending this map, and it comes down to that. Again, just playing off that first blood playstyle, just on a macro level, it's so difficult to crack a team that's just going to always take a gunfight within the first 5 seconds and win it, even if it's only 1 kill. But you see a quick paranoia pop through B lobby here. Hunter's Fury invested over towards defensive spawn. Actually, McBride going to find Crazy Deer, threading the needle through that angle. And actually, Artist is going to find Barcode as well.
Rotation's now coming back in. Everybody from the defense, all closer towards defender spawn. Looks like that's going to be the retake potential if they're going to get anything out of it. G2 firmly defended up onto this one. Spike has now gone down with utility now out right inside this door. We're going to have to see how they're going to stack up. Do note that we have to see how they're going to push through this. They're just going to opt into aggression, just run in all together. BZT does manage to take down Artist. Mixwell spots out Barcode, though. Quick double peek around the side of it, but it's going to be a return back and forth very quickly. Voda on the hunt, has to look back, trying to go for a little bit of the spike defuse, but has to be careful. G2 has the high ground, spots him out, takes him down. Quick headshot coming out from David P.
And that's one thing I love about G2. And when they get control of site, only two players opt to go down and play on site. Now, the huge thing for B site on Ascent in particular is not committing, you know, the majority of your remaining players down to site. And the way they control defensive spawn there, David P sitting all the way back in lobby. Again, if most of the time on that retake is just eaten up by getting an entry into the site by the defenders, it makes it so much easier to hold on to it post-plant. And G2 are a team that do that time and time again really, really well. Paranoia going to get sent through B lobby again. Artist going to find BZT off the rip. Mixwell finding Crazy Deer and Barcode. And now G2 hitting that stride I was talking about.
All right, NMDM, you've been holding it pretty close back and forth. Let's see what you can get out of this one. Foda on the rotate back over and around. Artist looks like he has an idea on where the approach could be coming from. Got the lined up. You can see the cage up and in front of him. Trying to spot out any approach from back behind. This has been the most favored approach on the retake coming out from NMDM. But this time, going to go for a little bit more of a mid retake. But Pith already has the read on it. Gets a quick double kill. Flawless round coming through for G2. Now pushing us up to 6-4.
And now have, again, need more DM able to buy back into this one, but I did spot a couple of light armors there. And again, now a 6-4 scoreline. With it resetting every 2 rounds here, the way the economy works in Valorant, it's just so difficult for Need More DM to get anything rolling. They never really have money coming off those 2 losses. And it's just so difficult to come back when it bounces this way.
Barcode, NMDM's second highest fragger right now on the leaderboard, has 0 money left. And whoa, look at this. Artist just comes in quick and fast, already taken down 3. Finally, we are going to see Mixwell get taken down, but Artist seems to be the guy that is just inflicting casualty upon casualty back over towards NMDM. NMDM look like they say, oh, we don't have the money for this one. We're just going to go ahead and let them have B. Step back away, making the push back over towards A, and it looks like they're just going to try to survive this one out.
Yeah, I'm going to look for something through defensive spawn. Artist not spotting anything on the owl drone initially. So, again, right now, in terms of the economy, Nemo DM just need to hold on to these 2 weapons for the last round. Pat's already on the hunt, and that's scary the way he's been playing. But, again, it's so difficult here because if they don't bring it to a tie game, G2 have looked so good defending this map. So good. Unfortunately... Yeah. Again, the way that these gunfights are going initially, I can't see Need More DM cracking that defense that G2 have here on Ascent. They're going to find one up in heaven. BZT trying to hold on to this back in alley, and actually Pith's going to try and come around and steal this one away. He's going to land the no-scope, but again, not going to mean too much in the grand scheme of things.
Well, it's the small victories in life sometimes, hypoc. So we are 11 rounds in right now, moving into our 12th. You can see it looks like pretty much stack over. The fight always seems to be going on right over here next to B. It's a big push coming out from G2 every time, and an aggressive defense trying to come out from Need More DM. Picks are every single time we can see NMDM pick up a couple of those picks in that hallway, they get rewarded with their round wins. But whenever they lose that gunfight, G2 just takes it so fast. Artist is the guy that's going to be leading the path up. They do get a quick pick onto that one, as it's going to be BZT that does spot it out, but he has to be careful as he has lost vision.
First blood actually, for once, going in favor of Need More DM. They're going to capitalize and get the second, but David P there for the trade. Now, 3v4 situation for G2, and Spike going to rotate all the way back towards spawn here. David P maybe thinking about getting a little bit of control of mid to shut down this rotation of Need More DM, but you see Pat's made it all the way back over towards A lobby, and this now Pith has actually wrapped his way back into heaven, and this is actually huge for him. He's going to get full control of A site just off those 2 kills alone. This is fantastic stuff from Pith. Again, just in that lurker role, the fact that he's managed to weed his way into the back line of Need More DM has absolutely blown this site open for them. He's not going to find the third, but Pat good for the trade, and BZT will find him with the operator now. Puts it down to a 1v1 between BZT and David P in the final round of this first half on Ascent.
David P's already made his way back over towards Defender's spawn. You can see BZT playing up around heaven. Back down. This could allow David P to come up right back behind him. BZT has the assumption that it's going to be a close defense coming out. Reapproach coming around from the other side of it. Yep, David P just spots him out. That's going to be a spike going off here in just 1 second. And now moving to 8 and 4.
And that's it was David P with that mid rotation cutoff that ends up being the factor to win the round there. He just walks up catwalk fashionably late. Absolutely love to see it, and picks himself up a freebie there from inside garden. But really, really good half from G2. And now, again, it rides so heavily on this pistol round for Need More DM. So hoping they can get things going. So we're going to have another technical pause here. Maybe a tactical one this time around, just to discuss strategies. But again, it's crunch time for them now. They have to do something. They have to dig deep and find something to keep their tournament hopes alive.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing whoever loses this gets eliminated out. And while we did see NMDM do a great job during the qualifiers, it feels like they're kind of hitting a wall right now after the heavy loss inside that first map. Now, they are managing to make their way back up, but G2 does have the lead. We're going to see G2 back over towards defensive line, so that's going to be big coming out from them, as we've seen them play that so tactfully so many times in a row. Now, really, it's just going to be about what can we see coming out from the attackers here. And MDM, we've seen a couple of big moments coming out. You were talking about BZT really tooting his horn because he has been doing quite well for his team. Almost feels like he's the GDP for all of the economy right now for NMDM. That was a lot of initials really fast.
There was, yeah. Way too many. I barely kept up with you, Matt, but it's it's no secret. BZT has been the talking point of this roster, and like I said, there's been a couple of other series where from time to time Crazy D will step up, Barco will step up, but again, when G2 are playing like this and all 5 players are firing on all cylinders, it's so difficult to get anything going against them.
Let's see how the pistols come through. Looks like a little bit of a bait around, as we're going to see G2 play aggressive back over towards mid, try to make a play back over towards catwalk, but it's a pretty hefty stack back over towards B coming out from the attacking side of NMDM. Going to be a quick push coming out over here. It's going to go ahead and throw out a slow orb. David P still holding line, going to spot out the owl as well. So playing this one slow, going to go ahead and pick that one off. And MDP try to go for the push back around, but David P's gonna spot it out. Mixwell's hiding in the little bit of cubby, and we see a lot of times people can't focus back that direction. He's gonna pick up one. Looking back around on the other side of this one, playing it slow. And MDM don't want to make the push just quite yet. Look like they're gonna reposition, make their run back over towards mid, firmly regroup off of it, but you can see the aggression starting to come out from G2 as Pith has himself an angle to work with.
And actually, BZT might swing onto this. I was going to say, he's got to be careful not to lose his life there. He has no get out or jail free card there. Artist going to walk up spot 2 from behind. He's going to land the headshot to put BZT down. And the recon dart going to give away the information that there's a couple more stacked up next to him. But Artist just needs to peel back now, get back towards a site. And G2 find themselves in a 3v2 situation against Need More DM. Artist down to 20 HP. The healer's available, but David P making his way through heaven might not find time to get it off before this push comes out.
Artist playing off of one angle, does get spotted out. MitchMan to pick that one up, but it's going to be David P looking back down, hits a little bit of damage onto it. Going for a peek. It's just a quick exchange, and now NMDM retreat back from this point. 20 seconds left.
As I say, 15 seconds. They're going to try and actually just boot it over towards B site. They need to get in quickly here, but G2 aren't onto this right now. David P's going to get the audio cue right there, and the steps going through Market, and actually they're going to challenge. David P's going to find both of them. I think they knew as soon as they got towards Market door, they didn't have time. They had to go for the kills. The door being closed was a huge factor there. Wow, I can't help but feel Need More DM just absolutely costed that pistol round.
Well, I like the idea behind the reposition, make the run back over for the double bait, but they just didn't have the time to work with the hesitation before making the play back over there. So, looks like a little bit of a firmer stack back over towards A, but Spike still dancing back over towards B, coming up from the attacking side. G2 feeling a little bit more dominant, starting to make a much more pressure back over towards mid. You can see starting to go for a very firm take, seeing if they can spot anything out. Mixwell takes a couple of shots, does manage to connect onto that one, see if he's going to catch up with another peek, but just going to retreat back, and now, Pat attack stepping around the side. Going to take the shot off the one side, picks up one. Does he know the second one is there? Just ducks underneath of the bullets, and Pat attack picks himself up. Two as Mixwell finds the last one.
Now, G2 have got themselves to double digits on the scoreboard. This is scary, scary times if you're a Need More DM fan.
Oh, all right. So you can kind of see at least the top performers coming out there, Mixwell and BZT respectively, racking up the kills for their team, but 10-4 is starting to look pretty bad off for Need More DM. See how they're opting to make some type of play reposition. They've got 3 that are eyeing back over towards B right now. With the firm stranglehold, it feels like G2 is taking back over towards mid. It's denying so much movement from NMDM.
And already now, you can see the scope set up, holding an angle. Again, a much slower approach here from Need More DM, and understandable because obviously they've bought into this one, and if G2 make it to 11, you got to think that it's going to break the economy for Need More DM. But BZT actually going to find an entry. Artist will trade initially, but trade's going in favor of Need More DM, and that's going to pull the rotation. But Mixwell with the operator gets himself over to the defensive spawn entry, and actually Pat and a lot of pressure up towards, but actually he's going to pull out. Pith has the judge there. He only finds one. Foda good for the trade. And actually Foda go up, grade himself to the Phantom. Now it's Mixwell in a 1v3 situation. Try and recover something from this round.
Looks like he's holding back right now, waiting to see how the approach is going to go. He knows it's going to go back over towards B. He might actually be coming back around this angle with the near on perfect timing to spot out one. And yes, he does. Quick tap back over, goes for the shot onto the second one. Is it going to be Mixwell saying, hell no, you can't even take this round. Big shots coming up. Mixwell, what are you doing to him?
Okay, yeah, they've hit 5th gear now. They are in absolute domination mode. Mixwell has absolutely no business winning that 1v3, but he clutches it out. A man who has, again, had a rough couple of series, but absolutely putting on a clinic here in the last 2 maps. Oh my word, that was absolutely sensational.
That is a crippling hit back over towards NMDM, and you can see now G2 feeling the groove, stepping back over, seeing if they can spot anybody very quickly back over towards mid. And MDM trying to see if they can find a different approach angle. Not gonna find it that way as David P spots out yet again on the approach. A little bit of an exchange going back over, but Mixwell and Patatek put in a little bit of work before Patatek does go down. Mixwell looking back over towards mid, still has somebody just on the other side of the wall towards his right, has to be cautious with it. We are going to see NMDM spot out the fact that B is open as well as A. Spike still back over behind this, so they might be able to retreat back off of it. Gonna have to see how Artist is wanting to play this one. Does he know somebody's back behind that corner? Does spot out, goes for the spray, but BZT wins it. Quick exchange back over. Now Mixwell has the information to work with. Doing the peek back over, and it's still BZT trapped back inside that corner. Tries to go for the shot. Not going to get it. Pitt does manage to take him down. Spike does get picked up. It looks like it's going to be a quick run back over towards B. Cypher has repositioned. Barcode does spot one out, buying a little bit more space to work with right now. And just one remain back over for G2, and it's going to be Pith on the approach. Does he know somebody's back behind this? Going to spot it out. A little bit of damage inflicted, but not enough to be scary just quite yet as Pith connects with yet again.
And now it comes down to a 1v1. Spike will go down. And actually, Foda hopping up onto the box. He's going to try and get control onto lane, but he actually missed the jump there. So probably going to back up towards Boathouse. But it's now very tense situation in this 1v1. Pith now going to swing over towards lane. And actually, Foda's going to wrap on the stairs the other side. This is absolutely... Oh my god, the timing on these repositions here, Matt.
Are we going to see Pith look back over towards the right? Gonna make a little bit of noise, reveal his position, but the shots are going to come through. Now Pith's going to know the angle to work, but does he have the time to get everything he needs? Keeps trying to go back over for the defuse on the spike. Got to reposition away from it. It is just a back and forth dance between these two. Box is now becoming a key cover point. Are we going to see a reposition coming out? I don't think there's the time to get anything anyway, so there you go. NMDM pick up the round.
Yeah, Foda repositioning really, really well there to make use of the shock darts that were still available. Really, really good stuff from him, keeping his cool in a 1v1 situation. But again, now G2, I've got to assume they can buy back into this one. So even more DM, just they can't afford to throw away any more rounds here.
This is going to be such an uphill climb coming out from NMDM. I always find myself with a little bit of cheer for the underdog. See, everybody says that I'm biased one way or the other. I just like the good games, guys. See G2 putting on a sterling performance right now. Soul's got to be careful as he's going to have the shells go off right next to him. Down to 77 life, though, so not quite too bad just quite yet. Catwalk looks like it's going to be approached fairly quickly with that paint shell thrower. They're going to think that it's open, and it looks like they do. Crazed Deer gets a quick headshot coming his way from Mixwell yet again. Patatech now taking the position back over towards the side, moving into the covey. David P getting a little bit more aggressive back over here. Going to see how he's going to play that one, but everybody all caught up around this catwalk right now as it's all going to be Patatech. Takes a shot back over towards one, gets a little bit of damage, but not going to be enough to take the second one down.
Well, actually, Mixwell going to get the kill onto Jean, but actually, Foda took a little bit of a spray with the Phantom through that cloud burst. Actually, Barcode are going to swing on it there. It was, again, some unfortunate timing there for Mixwell to try and chase down that first kill, but G2 now, the 3v3 situation, one player very, very low on the side of Need More DM. David P still got this judge in hand, locking BZT out of B lobby. Foda going to send the Owl Drone through, and I don't think he's going to spot Pith on site here. David P will spot BZT, and that might pull one player of G2 away. And actually, no, it's going to be a rotation from Need More DM. They're going to go all the way through Market and go on to a B push here.
Oh, David P just says, get judged. Going to try to follow it up with another quick shot. Gets another tap back over. Does go down. Buys some time to work with, though. 12 seconds to go. It's going to be Foda just charging back over. He has to commit to the plant as fast as possible. G2 knows this. Got to figure out how the angle's going to go through, but no rush to come out. They don't want to overextend. They know that they can take this with the numbers. Tries to go for the spray back over towards the Tetris, towards the middle. Foda just dancing back, trying to protect it. Not going to get anything. Artist picks up the kill, and there's going to be the defuse.
Yeah, 22 HP, a tall order to expect Foda to clutch that one up again, but that is going to put G2 on match point now. And I am worried about the economy and Need More DM. They're obviously going to force back into this, but haven't had a chance to look at it. Unfortunately, obviously, we do have a little bit of a bug with the scoreboard. It makes it difficult to keep track of in the second half of the game, but wow, I mean, again, G2 just absolutely shutting Need More DM out on defense.
Here's my thing. We've got Artis. He's been performing so well for the team. He's actually sitting on Hunter's Fury right now as well. We know we've seen repeatedly back over towards mid. That's where NMDM wants to play. If he opts into using this, he could do a ton of work back over towards his choke point. Finally going to see Pith step around on this one, get shots back over toward BZT, but it's a full commit back over towards A. A lot of encroachment coming through. Foda tries to go with the Hunter's Fury on the other side of it, trying to get some damage off, but the retaliation shots coming back over. Foda does manage to find one. Artist doesn't connect with enough to take anybody down, though.
And both teams trading out here. Pat's going to get forced away with the orbital strike on Heaven, but he's actually going to shroud a step back to the corner. I don't think they're going to be expecting that initially, but actually, yeah, he did hear it. He heard it, but he's going to shroud a step back. No, not before the kill comes through. Now, G2 going to have to make a push to retake A site. Need More DM are going to get set up, but I mean, Spike's still not gone down yet, so this is all time. G2 are able to get closer and closer to them. There you go, Spike will finally go down. Two players opting to play in towards Hell, and only the judge in the hands of David P right now. That's going to make things difficult for them.
Looks like G2 might be stepping back a little bit, going for a different form of reapproach. David P says, hey, there might be a chance to go for a resurrection over here. Gonna go ahead and get it, get the numbers back over in their favor. Have to be careful about taking too long, though. Mixwell's doing a little bit of extension back over towards Heaven. Has to assume somebody's back down in Hell, so blocks that out vision. Goes for the shots back over towards one. Now looking back, we saw him have a massive play a second ago. Doesn't connect this time around. Mixwell playing around the outside. Gets a spray back over towards one. Now knows where the last remaining member is. Trying to play this one slow, patient. Gets the peek off, but no, it's going to be Foda that comes up on top.
Foda again with the clutch for Nibor DM, just absolutely keeping them clinging on to life. Really, really good stuff from him. Unfortunate there, again, Mixwell just misses the right click with the Blade Storm, and it would have been all but over for Nibor DM, but 12-6 now, and they're still clinging on, Matt.
I mean, you got to give it to them. These guys have heart. They're still just trying to play. They know they're behind. They know that this is going to be difficult, but they're still trying to pick up every single round that they can. Looks like we might see a little bit of a spike reposition back over towards A. Gotta be careful as Patatek steps back away from the shell that's exploding in front of his face. See a little bit of utility getting out there as Foda's just going to go for a spracing. Maybe he can get a nice little wall bang, but doesn't connect with too much. Barcode does manage to spot out David P, though. So that's going to be a little bit of an opening, but Artist gets a return shot back over towards BZT.
Oh, they're going to find a second as well with the pistols. Crazy Deer will get Artist down. Pat's going to try and charge down and pick up this weapon. Foda there. Shut him down, and again, actually, definitely winnable here if G2 can pick up another kill or maybe retrieve a weapon, but you can see now Ajin just pushing over towards mid link, and Foda still top mid, and now Mixwell only with the shorty in hand. This round pretty much in the bag for Need More DM.
Spotted out, and that's going to be Barcode getting another one there. But I have to say, I'm getting more and more impressed whenever we see these plays that are coming out from Foda. He seems to manage to get himself into very clutch positions. A couple of rounds there where he's been very pivotal in their victories to now push this up to a 7-12 score line. While we can see NMDM can't afford to take a single another round loss, they are still slowly and steadily trying to climb their way back up to challenge G2.
And now, again, this is a heavy stack towards B. If the information comes off this recon dart, it could be absolutely terrible for Nibor DM. And actually is going to come through. Again, Shock Dart followed up. The slowdown on lane is going to trap two players there. Oh, this just trying to back his way underneath the cubby. Actually, the wall's going to go up. He'll trade 1-for-1, but Mixwell comes in to back up, and it's a 2-for-2 trade now. David P over towards defensive spawn, going to find one. He spots the second on site, but he's got to drop back down and heal. Spike will go down. It's now a 3v2 in favor of G2 here to clutch out the win in the second map.
Patatek making the approach. BZT on the outside of this one, trying to hold it out. Knows the vision, how it's going to be coming through. You can see that he doesn't have a lot to work with right now, having to play this one very, very carefully. He's kind of that corner line of defense. He's going to go for the peek around. G2's creeping back on the other side of the angle back behind him while Sage is trying to make this approach. Crazy Deer has the information to work with, tries to go for the shots onto it, but it is a quick two pickups coming up from G2. There we go. Finally, fighting for so long, NMDM put their hearts on the line, trying to pick up everything, but it's going to be G2 walking away with the victory on the map, 2-0.
Yeah, just a fantastic performance from G2. Absolute dominance from the start of this series, and other than a couple of rounds here and there, I mean, barely making